Today we're going to cover if the Bitcoin bottom is in and what metrics I'm watching. So I posted on my X account a couple days ago this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And I mentioned if we do close the daily below this 55.6K level, the pattern will be invalidated. And right now you can see we are very, very close to that. So there's a lot of bearish sentiment on the timeline. A lot of people are thinking we're going to go a lot lower. So I'm going to talk about both sides of it and depending what happens and what things I am looking for. So right now, one of the biggest things is this downtrend that we're in. So one, we have this downtrend as resistance, but also we have this 59.5K level, the 200 EMA on the daily. Also, we have this 61.7K level, which coincides with the 100 EMA and the 50 EMA shortly below that. So there's a lot of resistance on top. So that's one of the reasons why I can see why people are bearish. On top of that, September is historically a bearish month. Now, some caveats to that. So September is historically bearish except for halving years. So 2 out of the 3 halving years, 2012 and 2016, September was actually green. Now, it doesn't mean we have to turn to the upside from here, but it does mean statistically, September has closed a green month for Bitcoin. So that's one of the things I'm keeping in mind. I'm also keeping in mind the debate. So September 10th is the debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. And if Trump does good, he'll go up in the polls, and then I believe that'll be bullish for Bitcoin. Also, we have the interest rate cut September 17th and 18th. I believe that people will front run that, and we'll probably have a sell the news event on that day since Bitcoin does historically drop an average of 15% after rate cuts over the next month. Now, also, we do have CZ getting out of prison, so the founder of Binance. And that's a bullish catalyst for the BNB ecosystem. So I expect some coins on there will start running. And we also have to keep in mind the FTX refunds. So the FTX refunds are happening in Q4. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, is if the refunds start going out in October, that could be another catalyst for a bullish Q4. But again, we'll have to wait and see when that data comes out. So one of the bigger things, besides what I just mentioned as bullish catalysts, is you also have to look at the non-farm payrolls data. So at the time of this video, the data is coming out in about 6 to 6.5 hours. So right now, I drew a chart. Basically, I outlined the past 10 months of non-farm payrolls data, which is employment data. And long story short, the results are mixed. So even on times that we have beat, so basically the actual has been more than the forecast, we've pumped 5 out of 7 times over the next week, and then an average of 5.4% month over month. But on the time that we missed, so the actual was less than the forecasted amount, we dropped 2 out of those 3 times over the next week, but we pumped an average of 10% month over month. So we actually pumped month over month more when we missed versus on the months that we beat. So that's something as well. It's going to be a lot of volatility. That's why I expect we're seeing right now with Bitcoin is we're seeing this volatility here. Again, it's starting to drop. So I'll be very curious to see if we end up going lower from here. One of the big support levels I'm watching is the 53 to 54K level. That does coincide with this bottom of this downward trend, as well as this long-term trend line over the past few years. So again, this is a big trend line I'm watching. So as long as the daily doesn't close below that, I will still remain bullish. But again, we are getting very, very close to breaking down out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So watching this extremely closely. I know a lot of people are focused on September being a bearish month. So it almost feels like a consensus bet if we do end up becoming bearish, right? If we do end up being bearish for the month, because so many people are looking at that right now. So curious to see what happens if we hold this level. Again, this is a very, very big level here. It's going to be watching this over the next few hours and few days, especially with that non-farm payrolls data coming out soon. So this is the data that I'm seeing. Hopefully it helped you guys out. Again, it's going to be a lot of volatility. So capital preservation is key, especially during September. So please, please do not use leverage. And if you're thinking about trading, just remember, again, there's going to be a lot of volatility. So this is all that I'm saying. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please like the video if you liked it. And please subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate all my subscribers. Until next time, thanks for watching.